So people ask me frequently what got me here and what got me started with the non-surgical approach towards orthopedic injuries. I'm a trained surgeon, I'm a board certified foot surgeon. How come I'm not doing surgery anymore? So it kind of started back in high school, a pretty classic story, ankle sprain. This was a pretty significant ankle sprain, typical high ankle sprain. But I damaged my ankle bone. So what we mean by that is the main bone right in the middle of the ankle is called the talus, and I had a compression injury to that bone, and then when it healed, it left a cyst in my bone. Well, I was unaware of that cyst for many years, and so go through medical school, go through all my training. I'm working in an orthopedic office, 2005. Some friends of mine, we went snowshoeing up in the mountains here, beautiful place to go, and we got caught up there a little bit in a snowstorm, so we're trying to get off the mountain a little bit faster, and a friend of ours said, let's slide down a ravine, we can quickly get to the parking lot. So we all started sliding down this ravine, and my foot as I was sliding down, got caught on a rock and snapped backwards, and that cyst in my bone exploded. So kind of think of it like a nutcracker effect. And so that bone, called the talus, has very poor blood supply, and it got shattered into thousands of pieces. So the typical outcome for that is very poor. There's a condition called avascular necrosis, which means you lose your blood supply, very common with this bone. So in the process of trying to figure out what to do, my option surgically was an amputation. There was really no other option available. We sent my films all across the country to a lot of orthopedic surgeons. Thankfully, I'm in the business, so we can kind of look for the best options. Well, not very good options at all. Amputation was really all that was available and all anybody would really consider, because it would be too much trauma to do something less. So I just decided I'm going to start looking for some different ways. So I was introduced to a very unique brace that allowed me to unload my ankle, put pressure onto my calf, but not pressure onto my joint. And the bone, that component, that brace, was allowing that bone to now heal, but heal with appropriate load. And what I started to realize, the more I wore it, the more my ankle started to feel better. And so we started taking some x-rays about 3 months, and we started following this through with these x-rays. We started to see this bone is growing back. So about the year mark, I decided to do a new MRI on my ankle. And I was sitting with one of my foot and ankle partners at the time at the orthopedic center I was working at. And I showed them my MRIs, and they were shocked that's your bone. I'm like, that's my bone. And so from there, once I realized that this thing was going to survive, I really started looking for ways to how do I make the tissue better. It wasn't just the bone. I damaged tendons, I damaged ligaments. Like, how do you repair this soft tissue? Because in the surgical manner, they're very difficult to manage surgically. So I started looking for technology. And so kind of the genesis of what we're seeing here comes from my pain and my misery and my desire to want to get back to a normal life. This happened in 2005. My 5th son was born that year. I wanted to remain active and be able to do a lot of things with my kids. And I think what's great is, as you pursue this technology, you realize this technology works, and it works more than most people can think. So I'm 18 years out from my injury, and I don't think about my injury. I don't have pain. I don't worry about my ankle. I can kind of take on a day without any issues. And most people would say that's crazy after that type of injury. And I would agree, but technology works. And so my goal for people in my clinic is the same outcome. I'm not looking to calm you down and make you feel good for a while. We're looking to get you better, so you get the same high quality, long-term outcome I've had the pleasure to receive.